I think we're up. Trying to make sure I'm catching it. So we got Sunday service. Let's get that underway. If I move away from the microphone and it loses me, let me know, because I'm working on whether I want to stay with this mic or get something that's a little bit more powerful. I generally get mics that are powerful, but not too powerful, because my voice is powerful. It's not like, being narcissistic or whatever, but I flood out some mics. Some mics can't handle the way I speak. So I learned all this before when I had a problem like with 7 cell phones, and they basically told me it was me. With Bluetooth and all types of stuff. I was complaining. People can't hear me. They say I'm just blurry, da-da-dee-da-da-da. They can hear me on the phone. They can't hear me on the Bluetooth. They can hear me on the Bluetooth, can't hear me on the phone. It turns out that just some speakers just aren't made to handle baritone, bass, whatever you want to call my voice. I don't know. So it is just like that. Sunday night smoke. Are we still on for the night, brother? Hey, Kim, how you doing? We still on for the night? I didn't do nothing during the week to get banned from your show, did I? They've been pulling me off, and I've actually gotten banned on Facebook in a minute. I think I came back in March, I believe. Was it March? Yeah, they kept me out the whole Black History Month. That's what they did. They kept me out the whole Black History Month. I guess they thought I was going to raise some specific hell in Black History Month, but it wouldn't have been like in no other month. I was going to be who I was going to be. But yeah, they closed me down the whole month of February. They let me get my birthday in, and then I think I was gone. So, all right, 8 p.m. So, what do I need to do? Just come in and launch studio. Just hit launch studio in the invite, and then we'll be good to go. I think that's the way it works. I'm old, so I'm just trying to make sure that I'm on point, and I'll bring the 3-4 people that listen to me along, hopefully, and we'll get to talking about some political things and what's going on. And hopefully everybody gets a chance to talk about their particular areas, because I feel like a pariah. Awesome. I feel like a pariah sometimes, when I'm out here and I'm speaking about my community and I don't really know about other people's communities. So I want to hear how other people feel what's going on in their areas. And we do it here because I have no problem with people speaking up about what's going on there. Whatever I'm saying is really not that important. If you guys aren't listening, it don't matter anyway. I mean, I can sit at home and talk to myself. Well, I do that. But, to get the message out and hear what's going on in other territories is really my goal, because that's really the only way you can really see how somebody else is living and where they're at. So, I appreciate the invite tonight, and we'll definitely, get it in and speak about some grown folks business. So it's Sunday service, but I don't really have an agenda. And I think it's because, I've got so much going on. This small space that I'm in, I'm probably only here for about another week and a half. It depends really, how long it takes to get my stuff out and get stuff going. I got some people coming to get some things that, I no longer need. Well, I will take with me, my particular lab. I'll fold that up and put that tent back up somewhere else. But there's some things that I won't be carrying out. So I will wait for those people to get those things, move my stuff out. And when I get into a new space, it'll be more of a permanent space to where I'll be able to do my thing. And maybe there'll be less car recordings. Some people say the car recordings is how they found me. So I might just stay in the car. But I definitely want to be in this type of environment more, and makes it a little bit easier, And then I ain't gotta fluctuate the air and the fans and all that stuff. I can just kind of be who I am, where I am, and we'll keep it moving. But I really want to talk about some things that went on like last week, or what we're looking at coming up this week. We've got Juneteenth happening. I keep seeing posts on social media. Are we celebrating 4th of July? Now, I know every single person that listens to me is not black. Okay. So personally, I don't celebrate 4th of July anymore. Once I gained the proper understanding of the 4th of July and the fact that we really didn't celebrate the 4th of July when the country became a country because we were still enslaved, I was like, maybe we shouldn't really be celebrating the 4th of July, seeing that we were enslaved. And, I mean, I believe, I like to go out and do the fireworks and the kids have a good time and, you cook on the 4th of July, but I'm not really into wearing the whole red, white, and blue and all that shit. I mean, we were enslaved when we became a country. So, that's a dichotomous situation for me. It comes and goes, but I just can't see myself getting all patriotic with it. And we were enslaved. So it is what it is. Free, what's happening? What's happening? So I personally won't be celebrating Juneteenth, or not Juneteenth, July 4th. I'll be celebrating Juneteenth. That's a day of freedom. That's a day of independence. That's our Declaration of Independence as American descendants of slavery, American descendants of freedmen. That is our day of independence. Okay. So I can see celebrating on the 19th. I might even do some fireworks on the 19th, but I just can't see doing the same type of celebration for the 4th of July at all. So, anyways, well, who said that on Facebook? They said, "What up, though?" Let me see if I can actually see. I got another computer. See if I can see who said what up. I got to do the refresh here. Uh-oh. That computer lost Wi-Fi. I don't know what that computer always loses Wi-Fi. I think that motherfucker must be getting ready to go, because I always got to do something to this computer over here. I just noticed that the music had stopped. I should have noticed it before, but we were talking. Well, I was talking. Let me go ahead and do this. Hold on a second. So I don't know exactly who that is on Facebook, because I can't see it because this thing decided to take a shit. But anyways, we in here, and last week was just such a weird week. I mean, starting it out with the whole Tulsa thing. You talking about the internet? You said retrograde. Is that the internet? What exactly is retrograde? Um, yeah, started out with that Tulsa thing. Do I need to do Urban Dictionary for retrograde? Because I don't know exactly what retrograde is. And we had just a crazy week last week. Learned a lot of stuff. Learned a lot of stuff about what's going on out here. Politically, I'm not sure exactly where we are. We've got politicians that are out here. I mean, literally working against us. And I was just talking to Sister Kim. She's in West Virginia with Joe Manchin. And I know Joe Manchin is a problem. He's an immediate problem for Joe Biden. But he's a real problem for, getting agendas pushed through. And you got to wonder, I mean, he's a Democrat, but he pushes very, very hard right. He's really not, to me, he's not your quintessential Democrat. Which is not a bad thing. I'm not sure exactly if I'm buffering now. Uh-oh. That's weird. So I'm not sure, what's happening. And I don't know if it's just the heat, but like I lost the signal for the stream momentarily. So if the internet goes all out bad, I'll jump on my phone and do it. But then if I don't have Wi-Fi in there, then I got to get in the car. It's a whole clusterfuck right now. So here's the go. Here it is. No buffering on this end. Okay, good. He is supposed to be a Democrat, but yes, he's more Republican. I just see that. I see that, and it seems like they would have known that, but there's got to be some common sense made here. I mean, yeah, he and the other lady, I guess they go against Joe Biden and a lot of Joe Biden stuff, and they're probably just, Republicans and Democratic drag. I get it. But why don't we have more? Why don't we have more Republicans looking at things that Joe Biden does and say, oh, okay. I mean, everybody is against Joe Biden on the Republican side. Then you got your own people who aren't even lockstep. So is Joe Biden even going to move anything real? I mean, he's doing a lot of symbolic shit, and he's good at symbolism. Joe is good at symbolism. That's why Barack was good at symbolism. And most presidents have been all about symbolism, especially where we're concerned. And when it comes down to breaking down resources and doing real shit, other people can get it all day long. But as far as we go, we don't always get it. And the fact that we don't get it puts us where we are. But yeah, Joe Manchin has been Joe Biden's problem, but it looks like he's been the Democrats' problem as long as he's been in. So they already know that they've got to kind of work around this cat, or but how does he keep getting voted in? Sister Kim, does he win by landslides? Like when he gets voted in, is he winning by landslides? Is there anybody not competing with him in West Virginia? How does he get in if he's so bad for Democrats? How does Joe Manchin keep getting in? I don't know. If you're that bad, I just don't know how you keep getting in. But we got people like that. We got people like that. We got a sheriff in this county. He keeps getting voted in, but he's never done anything really good for the county. He's just locked in with the right people. He's now locked in with the Democratic Party. And once you're locked in with the wheel can kind of direct. Politics, they pick the winners and losers out here. So he jumped in and got with the Democrats. I feel like the same thing would have happened if he would have jumped in and got with the Republicans. They would have just steered him to victory. If you're in the police force or police business or whatever, but you don't really lock in with either political party, you're probably not as electable when you get into those higher ranking situations. People probably don't want to deal with you as much as if you don't lean left or lean right. Independent parties always, I think they flatten out because they don't go get a faction of people. If an independent was really smart, they would cater their whole campaign towards marginalized communities, Black communities, number one. You start locking in 25, 30 million voters saying you're going to do things, you're also going to get those people who are in allegiance to those type of issues. And then you're going to get the marginalized people, and you'll probably captivate a lot of white people too, because there's some broke-ass white people out here too. See, I know a lot of people think that I just get on here and just beat Black people up about what we don't have and what we need, this, that, and the other. I know the real. There's some broke-ass white people out here too. But when they call themselves Republicans, I can't say nothing. I can't make no sense of that. Okay? I can't make no sense of a motherfucker who doesn't have anything but wants to call himself a conservative. What are you trying to conserve? Okay? The fact that your two shoes don't match? There he goes again. Internet unstable. I don't know how the fuck I can be unstable when I'm inside. Maybe I got too many goddamn devices. I don't know. It might be telling me that. I am asking a lot of my Wi-Fi, I think. I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Yeah, I'm asking a lot. Hold on. Yeah, I'm probably asking a lot of this modem because it is made for, I'm sure, just like standard few devices, but I ask it to push 5-6 things through at one time. So maybe it's just like, you've been fucking with me for 2 years. I know it's almost over, so it's just gonna fuck with me today. I don't know. But anyways, so everything Joe's ever done and will ever do for the Blacks will be based on symbolism. Absolutely. Absolutely. And he really hasn't done a whole lot for Black people. He's just basically, and Kwame done got a motherfucking catchphrase with this shit, because now I'm starting to say it. He's just got along to get along. That's truly what he's done. He says enough right shit to get Black people on his team, but he really doesn't have to do anything. He never, ever promises promises what he's going to do. He never promises that. He just says he's going to do right by you. These things are deserved. I mean, the ultimate insult had to be last week, though, to go to Tulsa and speak in front of 3 people that are 100 and up about their families and their friends getting burned out of one of the most lucrative communities ran solely by Black people. I guess now they're saying there was one business that wasn't Black in the Greenwood district. I don't know exactly really what it was, but that surfaced somewhere last week. There was all but one businesses were Black. And you go there and you get to talking about doing for Latinos and doing for Asians and doing for other people in that community that Black people were burned out of. That was the ultimate insult. And I don't know if people really took that and ran with it the way I did mentally, because I'm thinking to myself, these were Black people that were destroyed here. These were Black, this whole problem happened not because of a Latino kid, not because of an Asian kid, not because of any other nationality. And I stick to those because those are the ones that are actually getting the bag right now. If there was some other people getting the bag, I'd throw them in there. But right now, Asians and Latinos are getting the bag right now. That's where Joe Biden's whole focus is. Asians, Latinos, and gays. I mean, that's his whole campaign. And I think he thinks he's going to be able to run Kamala right into the White House with that agenda. And I don't believe she's going to get past primary 1. I think they're going to see like, oh shit, she's weak, and people are going to jump out there quick. They're going to jump out there in the political traffic lanes quick when they see how much people are not receptive to Kamala. Did I call her Kamala? I think I called her Kamala. Oh, here we go again, goddammit. Fuck it. If you know what? If the stream stops, it's not because it could be because I yank it down, but I doubt it. It'll be because of my internet signal. I don't know exactly what that. Cut off any unnecessary devices. Okay. I can do that. So I really don't even need this on. I don't need that computer on. Appreciate that, bro. Shut it down. And I can pull this one out of Wi-Fi. I don't need Wi-Fi on that. And that's it. That other TV's off. That one's hooked directly in the motor. Okay. So hopefully I will get better here. I just disconnected 2 devices. So hopefully I'll get better. But yeah. Putting tears like, what's going on? Oh, I get it. I get it. I think you started out talking about one mama's cooking, and Free was talking about another mama's cooking, and I get where we at now. Yeah. Kwame done got a couple catchphrases, man. He done got a couple catchphrases. He gonna be like Forrest Gump when Forrest Gump was riding and giving everybody damn t-shirt ideas. I'm sure people are going to be putting up Mama's Cooking t-shirts. They're going to be putting up Go Along, Get Along Gang t-shirts type shit. It's going to be crazy. I mean, Kwame's created a sensation, and I've watched his last, 3-4 videos that he's had guests, Kwame doesn't talk a lot anyway, and I think that's kind of his shtick, that when he does talk and he just unloads, the shit is, it's brilliant because it's totally unscripted and he's just speaking from his heart. But he's been interviewing and having some great podcasts. I mean, you can't knock it. He done shook up the internet. Frankly, he done shook up the world, because if you had said some bad shit about him in the last 20 years, he fucks around and remembers it. He's just going to hit send. That's all he's going to do, is hit send and wait 2 minutes and go in on you. That's pretty much where he's at now with it. So, but looks like I'm pixelated. It looks like I'm pixelated. I don't know what the hell is going on, but it is what it is. Maybe there's just, I don't know. Maybe I don't know what's going on. I don't know. It is what it is. Hopefully it's remained clear this whole time. It's remained clear. But let's see what else happened. What else happened last week? I mean, talk to me. Let's open some dialogue here. I mean, we family. We hear a couple times a day sometimes. So what else is there? What else has been happening? That, I mean, I don't really get into this whole Matt Gaetz thing, I mean, it's just another one. It's just another one. It's just another one. I mean, how many more sexual predators you going to let run through the American political landscape? I mean, and the crazy thing is, we've been talking about an underage child the whole time, and he's never stopped working. Never stopped working. They haven't sat him down. They haven't stripped him of anything. He continues to be out here going on TV shows and all kinds of shit. Did you see that? The Army lieutenant who was speaking, and did you hear what he was saying though? Did you hear what he was saying when they cut him off? Because that was a situation that they knew what he was going to say. They knew where he was going. This was purposeful. That's what I'm telling you. They only ban us. They only shadow ban us, delete our posts, pull our streams down when we're telling the truth. That was a white man, an old white man who served this country, fought in wars. He deserved his right to speak. And they cut him off when he wanted to tell the truth about Black Americans and their play in Memorial Day. See, they don't want us. See, we're not rewriting history. We've already made history. What they don't want to do is they don't want to rewrite. They don't want to start this shit all over about how Memorial Day started and how this day started and how that day started. They don't want to do that shit, because then it just says America has been a lie this whole fucking time. Who wants to admit that shit? Who wants to admit that America has been lying this whole time? You know how Memorial Day got started? You know how this was? We can start with how America was discovered. They've been lying the whole time. So when you start uncovering that shit, they're like, whoa, wait a minute. And the quickest thing that they could do there was pull his motherfucking mic. They were like, He started to talk about the niggers. He's talking about the niggers. Cut his mic, cut his mic, cut his mic. I'm like, what the fuck? He's just going along talking, and then all of a sudden he's like, crickets. He's like, oh, Jay, Mike. I was like, they cut his ass off. They cut his ass off as soon as he was getting to the good part. It was like, all right, here we go. The good part, cut off. It was over. It was fucking over. But that's what they do. He just kept talking. He just kept talking. He said, fuck it, I'm gonna get this shit out either way. I mean, just to know. And see, it's new to a lot of the younger people because they don't realize how much Black people have done in this country. And I'm using the term, I'm not going to get caught up in all the other fucking synonyms and shit right now. I'm saying black people, okay? And I'm using the term. But black Americans, native black Americans, American descendants of freedmen, American descendants of slavery, this is all covered under black people right now. A lot of young people really don't get the anger of older black people when we talk about all the things that have been done. They don't understand. And just like that, hell, I didn't fucking know that. I didn't know black people started Memorial Day. You know, I didn't know that. But it makes perfect sense to me. And he's got this history. What I'm really concerned about is I'm concerned about how the fuck does Harvard University have all of these black artifacts? I mean, they've got all this black intelligentsia in their dungeons, and these people that either go to their school or they go there to do research find all this history, our history, and then they write about it and they make money off of it. I have no problem with anybody making bread. I have no problem. When you go do your rightful research and you make money off of it, that's one thing. But when you hold on to this shit and you know that America has lied and you only use it for your personal gain at somewhere down the line, then yeah, you're a piece of shit. You're a white supremacist too. Harvard, the HBCUs probably go to Harvard to get their information and shit. They probably call up to Harvard like, you got anything on black architecture? Can you check that and get back with us? Yeah, it's Florida A&M. Bye. What the fuck, man? I mean, Harvard, you always hear about somebody, so-and-so did some research at Harvard University. Like, how the fuck did you find this shit at Harvard? How does Harvard have all this information, but black colleges don't have it? What the fuck? And, you know, he just read, and I got to give it up. His name is Barnard Kempter, Lieutenant Barnard Kempter from Hudson. I don't even know where Hudson is. Is it Hudson, Ohio? I don't know exactly where it is. But I'd buy Barnard a cup of coffee. I tell you that. I'd buy him a cup of coffee. Because he stood up, 10 toes down, stood up, said, I'm going to read this shit. He made a joke. He's like, that's why you got to come a little closer to hear this. He knew they purposely cut that fucking mic and played it off. He played it off and kept reading. So, yeah. What else? What else is going on, man? I just got something, and Free, I know you're my resident reader. But what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to send it to all y'all in our messenger group. I don't even know exactly what it is. So we'll vet it. We will vet it. And if it's something that's fruitful, because this is the way I think we can move forward. I had a discussion on one of my posts earlier with the local brother here. And I think one of our big problems is that everybody always feels like we have to agree on everything for us to do business. And we're not always going to agree on everything. We've just got to be, you know, in agreement that we're all going for the same cause, not agreeing on the same thing. We've got to be in agreement and that we're all moving for the same cause. Hold on one sec. There we go. All right, Free and Kim, I just sent it to you. So let's check it out collectively. I know y'all probably gonna read it a whole lot faster than I do. And then if it's something that we need to move on, let's work with the brother. I mean, you know, he's down with the reparations cause. He's definitely down with recompense. Not down with all the symbolic stuff. He ain't talking HR 40. Let's try to get HR 40 pushed through. And then once we get HR 40 pushed through, then we try to get this pushed through. Now he knows we need repair, and HR 40 is not repair. Okay, here we go. Oh, you know what? I think it also told me to close all windows. Hold on one second. Uh-huh. Yeah. It told me to close all windows even. I remember that one of the first videos I did, it got thrown off, but it said it might have had too much going on the computer or something. Yeah. So I'm doing everything I can to try to just stay in this compliance of the internet, right? Hopefully it doesn't show. It hadn't shown me in several minutes, so I was thinking it was the devices that I cut off. I still can't get into my Facebook Messenger. Why, they blocked you out? From when they blocked you? I'll send it. Hold on. Hold on to your love. Oh God. Look, bro. I'm sending it to you via text. Hey, he says it's a real petition, so I need y'all to do your due diligence. I need y'all to do your due diligence, and you let me know if it's something you feel like, because the brother's pretty solid. I've actually been on one of his casts before months ago. But when the whole disengagement to the hashtag movement happened, everybody kind of scattered. And he, truthfully, he stopped fucking with me because he felt like I was like taking sides just because I really wasn't up in, YT and AM. So it wasn't that I wasn't up in them. I just felt like they kind of left us out there. They took us on a train to nowhere. And I appreciate it. And I've said it before. I appreciated all the data, the months and months of data. I appreciated all that, all the intel that I just didn't feel like they put us in the best situation after the vote. Like, we should have had more going out, and then it got weird. And then, all that pitting against each other and everything like that. And then I was totally out. Fuck, man, I was totally out when they called the YouTube police and shit and had Be the Power snatched off the air. When they had them snatched off the air, and I was in the middle of watching this shit, like, whoa, wait, what happened? And it was crazy. So I've listened to AM's. YT is gone ghost. She has not had she said she was going away for her birthday, and she ain't been back since. And I feel differently about that because a lot of people depended on her for their weekly, twice a week, situation. What she do Monday and Wednesdays, right? She do Monday and Wednesdays, or she just do? I thought she did two days a week. Maybe she only did one day. I can't even remember. It's just that there's so many of them out there now, but I know she was on. Her and Antonio was on 2-3 times a week between the both of them. And sometimes Antonio would do a pop-up. But, it got weird. And it got weird after that. And then they started making people basically trying to choose sides Monday and Wednesday. Okay, that's what I thought. And how do you choose sides on Lineage? I mean, it's like we all supposed to be fighting for the same thing. And that was weird to me. So fighting for reparations became, we're going to fight each other on how we fight for reparations. That's some dumb shit. And if anybody from the dominant society is looking at us, they looking at us and like, see, how we going to get these niggas reparations? See, they fighting each other. And that's what I don't like, and I felt that they felt that their toes were, I don't know if they felt like they were being stepped on or kicked or pinched or what, but they wanted that scene themselves. And it really wasn't a scene for them to have for themselves. And they got into fighting. They got into jockeying for position, and then it just threw everybody. That's my perception. That's my perception. Is that Queen Cosetta present just in? I get it. Yeah, she did. What I say, YT? Oh yeah, YC. Yeah, YC did. She got the bag and ran. She get it all, and she billboarded up to her birthday. So when you're doing the little podcast and things like that, I mean, here's the thing. Like I know because I don't do shit like this, but she knew everybody knew her birthday was coming up. So you're doing them shows leading up to your birthday. People, I'll be gone for my birthday. I don't do nothing on my birthday. I don't do nothing on my birthday. And a birthday show coming up, and I don't do nothing on my birthday. They was giving her extra $1, extra $5, extra $10, da 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 da. She went on her birthday trip and never came back. And I ain't trying to pocket watch on nobody because I don't ask for money online. So it ain't even like a real big deal for me. But that's how they get their bread. Now, I know Antonio is an attorney and all, but you asking for bread on YouTube. You asking for bread, on Patreon and all these other things, right? How do you just leave those people hanging? Because they're just like, you're just like a TV show that they would watch. They would pay Xfinity or whomever, AT&T, for the service so they could see your service. So they're paying to see your show. And how do you just desert them like that with no explanation? Now, maybe some people got explanations. I personally didn't get an explanation. I don't know if I'm blocked by any of those people because I've never had exchanges with them. But from what I heard, they were basically blocking anybody that showed any type of I don't know, not so much opposition to hashtag movement, but you didn't show that you was just gonna be there for them. But I'm not gonna be there for nobody that's not there for me. So fuck y'all. I'm not in there on that. Yeah, it was just crazy. I mean, she'd have a thing with Tariq, then she'd have a thing, and then I didn't but see, she was fucking with the wrong brothers. She was fucking with the wrong brothers to be doing that dumb shit, and they were documenting every time she said something slick about Be the Power, and then they just said, you know what, to hell with this. And they had gave her material to use on her show, and she had kicked back and said, thanks for the material. So there was really no reason. There was really no real beef. She created the beef, and it was dumb. Yeah, she's got a private group now. Yep. Don't get me to lying. I don't know if he's actively practicing or not. I don't. I would think, this is my guess because I don't know a lot about that world. I would think that he either works somewhere for a private firm. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. I would say he's either working for a private firm doing low-key, litigation work, or he works somewhere in the county and works for one of the municipalities or something like that. You don't really hear about any active work that he does. So I get it. But, I don't know if he's active or not. But I know, I mean, he's got a presence on YouTube and he makes decent bread on YouTube. So even if he wasn't an attorney, he'd be able to survive off of what he's making on YouTube. I would think. Well, he lives in California, so I don't know. It's a different life out there. The money he's making, he'd live good in the Midwest. But LA or even New York, I don't know. I don't even know how they can justify some of the shit that they charge people to live in LA and New York or California and New York. So it is what it is. But yeah, Sunday Night Smoke podcast. I'll be there tonight. I will check in at 7:45 for the mic check. Already getting things straight at home so they know I'll be vamping out a little bit early, and I'll get settled up in here, and I'll check in, make sure we're all good. I'm gonna be on time too, because it's my 7:45. I might get there like 7:48, 7:49. But I'm going to be there on time. I'll make sure I get there on time. But, yeah, we've got to figure out structure, and we've got to figure out how to work together. And it's not about agreeing with one another. This shit has nothing to do with just agreeing with one another. Are we in the same mission? Because if we're in the same mission, disagreements are going to happen. I'm going to try, Free. I'm going to try. I be trying. The key is I gotta be out the house. Because if I get in there and I'm dealing with the baby, I only see her for a certain amount of time, and we get to talking and have a conversation. And now she putting her words together. I'm gonna have her rapping by the end of summer. She's putting her little words together. And her facial expressions, all that stuff. And anything I see new, we just there for 20 minutes longer. So she is one of the main distractors in my life. I don't get a chance to see her as much, and that's going to change. That's crazy because my life it'll be a little bit more sane here in the next couple months. But, and I want to be able to see her as she just grows. She's an incredible being. My grandson is an incredible being, and I'm planning to be able to see them more. And they can kind of see how grandpa lives his life, outside of the hemp smoke and cannabis smoke. But yeah, I just they're next. So I gotta do what I gotta do. But yeah, it's hard to walk away. I mean, but I don't like staying when she goes to bed now because she cries so much because Ray's breaking her on the pacifier tip. And I can't stand to hear her cry like that. And last night she cried. She screamed my name. And I'm like, oh, no, I had to get the fuck out of there. She screamed my name. She never calls my name like that. And I never want to hear that shrill voice call my name. And I'm like, oh, it just totally fucks me up. Can't deal with that shit. Can't deal with it. So. But yeah, what else is popping out there, man? What else is popping out there? Let me see what Facebook is getting me to the point where it's really hard for me to look at some people's stuff. We were talking about this. So Tiffany Haddish is going to play FloJo. I guess they went with this one on the look because she actually does look like FloJo. I mean, from the neck up, she looks like FloJo. Oh, yeah. Tiffany Haddish is going to play FloJo. Now, I don't know if they're going to do all the running scenes from the waist up, but, they need to really do it from the chest up because Tiffany Haddish, unless she done significant change on herself, does she even have the running capabilities and all that? I mean, I know that she's not going to run as fast, but she's going to actually have to run, I would think, in this role. I mean, you can only do so much camera work and you're adding stunt doubles and shit like that. I don't know. It just seems like they would have been able to get a real tracker, to do this because, I don't know. So, yeah. Yeah, she's going to be FloJo. And that's a stretch for me, even though it may work. I mean, Hollywood does all kinds of shit, they do all kinds of shit. So they may make it work. When does that boy play? Shit. What's that boy? What up, though, Carl? Just having a little Sunday service, brother. Luka, and Kawhi, they play today. When they play? Oh, shit. Oh, boy. I like Philip Scott, man. His brother, he's got a channel. And his streams are very, very in depth. He's definitely somewhere I want to thrive to get to. You got to have some financial backing to be where he's at. He's got a whole platform. And his video, I got to watch this video. It says manly female screams at her man and made him go sit in the car. Yeah, okay. I'm sorry, but if I'm going to sit in the car, that bitch is going to have the air conditioner on it and it's going to be in drive. I'm not going to sit in the car for no motherfucking body. Sit in the car. So that's going to be a good one to watch. Yeah, he's always got good cast. Oh, so this is an actual fight. This Floyd Mayweather and Jason Paul, what is his name? This is a real fight? This is a real fight. I didn't realize. I did not realize. I mean, they said a fight, but I thought this shit was all like, and Floyd's got a, Floyd's got a cryptocurrency shirt on at the pre-fight weigh-in. I need to get serious about this. I can't stop doing what I do to get serious about something else because something else comes in and keeps me from getting serious about that and stopping me from doing what I need to do. It's constant. So I gotta get time. Yeah, they fighting tonight, it looks like. I didn't know they were fighting tonight. I didn't know. So it is what it is. I got to get a chance to see my nephew and my nieces, man. Yeah, I hope that's not the story tonight. Floyd can't catch him tonight. Floyd might get his first loss tonight to a goddamn YouTube star. I don't know. Yeah, my niece and my nephew are in town. Their grandfather passed away, and I haven't seen all three of them together since the day my mother passed. Their grandmother. So hopefully I'll get to see them sometime between today and tomorrow. Yeah. They look like little kids in a fucking park because they so fucking small. What's Floyd, like 5'3"? I mean, they so goddamn small and shit. When he snatched his hat, they motherfuckers looked like they were out in Fuller Park shit free. They was running. He snatched his shit and just kept running. I was waiting for the Ann Arbor Recreation Department camp counselor to come out and shit with the braid and shit. Remember we used to get the braid and shit, 25 cents a foot or a dollar or 10 cents a foot, whatever the shit was. And I was waiting for them to be running out with the braid and shit, trying to catch them. I mean, it was just hilarious. But I didn't realize it's a serious thing. I guess it's a fight tonight. So this world is so fucked up, man. This world is so fucked up. You guys supposedly, I don't know if he's the greatest. I can't say he's the greatest personally. But he's one of the greatest fighters ever. He's never lost a fight. And he's out here fighting a YouTuber. I mean, he ran out of boxers? I'm not really understanding that. He ran out of boxers? You got to fight a YouTuber who just beat up a former NBA player? I mean, I think he's fought some other people. I don't know. Okay, don't let me lie on that. But he's fought some other people. I just don't know. It'd be hard for me to say that they were in the same caliber as Floyd Mayweather, seeing that Floyd's never lost a fight. And I know there's been some contested fights, were really close, but he's never lost a fight. I don't really worry about that shit. He's never lost a fight. Do you put that on the line? With a YouTube star? He has to stay relevant. I guess so, yeah. He can only make so many flossing videos. It's like, look, Floyd, if you're worth $200 million, we don't need to see you at the mall shutting the stores down. We know you can shut the stores down. We know you got 200 million. Hell, there's motherfuckers with 200,000 that shut the stores down. Ignorantly as fuck, but we know you can shut the stores down. He had to get out of that mode. He had to grow up. And did he get all of his tax problems taken care of? I know he had some issues, and they said he was basically, he fought a fight, I think, maybe, and it just took like all of the tax debt away. I don't know how all that worked out. I just hate to hear, yeah, he's worth 200 million. Oh, he's got tax problems. Like, he's not worth 200 million then. I hate when they say that dumb shit. Yeah, man, he's worth 500 million, but you know he got some tax issue. He's not worth 500 million then. Okay? Don't tell me the motherfucker is a half a billionaire and the IRS is calling him. Fuck. We get caught up in that stupid shit. That's why I think it's so important for people like Kwame Brown and content creators who are just literally trying to bring truth. No agenda. I'm somewhat speaking for myself here too. When you just bring truth and you're not trying to lean to one side or another, I get in trouble for that. I get in trouble for not leaning to the left with the Democrats. And a lot of people say, oh, I have conservative thoughts. Well, I've got some conservative thoughts. So I'm not a Republican, but I think more like them a lot of times than I don't. You know, so I must be somewhere in the middle. So maybe I'm just an independent. So if I'm a self-proclaimed independent, I've never voted straight ticket independent. So I can't say I'm an independent, but I may never. There may just be some shit that I like on the independent side, and there's some shit I like on the Democratic side, and there's some shit I like on the Republican side. You know, ain't nothing wrong with a little political gumbo. I just don't play political gumbo when we're talking about Black Americans, because we're the only group of people that can't speak with specificity or has people speaking for us with specificity. We're always clumped in together with the All Lives Matter shit. If it works for them, it'll work for Black people. If this is for America, it will trickle down to Black people. No, you didn't say that with the AAPI bill. You didn't say that with all the executive orders for Latinos. Those executive orders for Latinos and those executive orders for Asians, I can't fuck with. So how do I get in? So if I speak with specificity and I'm speaking for the Black collective, what's wrong with that? And it only sounds wrong and it only sounds crazy to those who've never seen it work that way. But I know it can work that way. We just got the wrong people in the positions of power. And the way to stop that is to vote their motherfucking asses out. We need to get a whole list. I can't bring up a good list. It's the first time I've been around the computers, but I'm about to get up out this bitch because I got to go get Natty from work. So when I get back on here, I want to find a list of every CBC member, or if anybody can find this list for me, I do take donations. If you can find this list, this could be your donation to me, of CBC members who are up for re-election this year, or people that would be going against them, and let's find out whose agenda aligns with Black Americans, not BIPOC, not POC, not marginalized communities, marginalized ethnicities, Black Americans. Because a CBC does not align with Black Americans. They align with marginalized communities. Go look at the NAACP mission statement. They align with marginalized communities. They are not the National Association for the Advancement of Colored People. They're the National Association for the Advancement of People of Color. Let's get the shit right. fuck? NAACP ain't shit. Until they start speaking for us and only us, they ain't shit. Because that's what it was created out of. And it was created like that with some white people on board. Shit. Look, motherfucker, you was in Texas a minute ago. Now you're in College Park. You just killing the South. I was thinking you was in Texas. There you go. If we're going to talk about Floyd, and we're going to talk about the money he's made, and then he develops these financial issues, let's talk about what got him to that point. I mean, he's in a cash business. When they give Floyd his check don't have a whole lot of different fucking digits on it and 2 different digits at the end. When they say we giving you $30 million, they give Floyd $30 million fucking dollars, and he's supposed to pay taxes out of that shit. And he's got businesses. He's supposed to pay taxes out of that shit. They don't chop his bread up like they chop the average person's bread up, where the average person doesn't have a tax liability because they get their shit taken out because the company that they work for makes sure we need to take the right amount of shit out. But when they give Floyd $30 million to fight somebody, they just give him $30 million. When they really should be like, you know what? Your shit is like, you want a high tech, you know what? Here, man. Here's $17 million. It's all yours. We're going to take this $13 million, pay all your taxes, bam, 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 bam. Because that's damn near what it is. A little bit less than 50%. When you get paid like that, whew, that's where they need to be. And that's what we need to be talking about as far as financial literacy. When we do get to that type of level, how can we go get other people to manage our money? How come we don't get black people to manage our money? Look up some of the greatest mathematicians in this hemisphere. They were black and are black. But we go get white people to handle our money. Okay. The head of the United Negro College Fund was white until this year. Okay. All right. Got it. The company that handles the $90 million that they got last year's Black Lives Matter money, it's a white firm. Okay. Robert Smith would be a great advisor, seeing that they've put him on the stake now too. He gives all that money to the HBCUs and shit. Now we find out he's got tax problems. He's a billionaire. He ain't got tax problems. He just didn't pay that shit. Man, get his checkbook so we can get you fucking peasants out of his hair. I didn't see Queen talking about it. What was Dana Owens talking about? They do goddamn well James Brown had property and real estate and businesses all over. Talking about he got tax problems. The Godfather of Soul got tax problems? As much money as the Godfather of Soul made for America? Godfather of Soul got tax problems. Just like the shit they did with Wesley Snipes. They put Wesley Snipes in prison. Did they put Lauryn Hill in prison too? I can't remember that. Did they put Lauryn Hill in prison for tax evasion or tax problems? I know they put Wesley in prison. Period. It should have been called Brown, Georgia, goddammit. James Brown owned Augusta. Did he own the Masters? He should have owned the Masters. He owned his own Masters. He should have owned the Masters. Shit. James Brown got financial problems. How the fuck James Brown got financial problems, motherfucker? Shit. It's the Godfather of Soul. I mean, come on, man. It was the Godfather of Soul. They're talking that shit before Michael died. Michael got financial problems. He has Neverland. Michael has Neverland. If Michael said, you know what, let's get this shit up to compliance, I'm going to compete with Disneyland. We're going to call this shit Michael Jackson's Neverland, and we're going to have people come here instead of going to Disneyland. Fuck them. If he got that shit up to compliance and made that a regular amusement park, he could have bankrupted fucking Disneyland. More people would have came to Michael Jackson's amusement park than it would have went to Disneyland. Then he just kept buying all that fucking property around him, and he would have made that bitch as big as Disneyland. And they knew he could because he would have did it out of spite. He would have did it out of spite. Michael was buying catalogs of old black R&B and soul artists and giving the shit back to their families. Like, here, y'all now own their music. Here. He would buy the whole catalog and give it back to the families. Michael was a fucking gangster. How the fuck he gonna buy the Beatles catalog? He didn't buy the Beatles catalog. He bought the whole catalog that owned the Beatles catalog. And Paul McCartney should have been ashamed of himself. How you let your music get bought by Michael Jackson? Say something, Paul. God damn. Michael's like, masters is mine. No, they mine. No, they mine. I understand that motherfucking argument. I mean, Michael was just powerful. And he went about it that way. You know, you didn't hear about people loudly talking about owning their music. You know, every now and then you did. I mean, you had Sam Cooke. You had people like that. Sam dies. Nobody really played into what the big play with Sam was. Sam was black popular music with a crossover gospel appeal. And when he started asking for his masters, wanted to own his own shit right out the gate and have his own studio, and that motherfucker would have been start to finish. He owned it. He would have cut white America out. Sam dies in a fucking hotel room. Come on, man. And since then, you didn't have artists asking for this shit because it was always an underlying thing that, you know, that's how they killed Sam Cooke. You know, that's how they killed Sam Cooke. So a company like Motown comes along. Nobody was concerned about owning their own masters with Motown. Nobody was concerned about that. You had producers, you had the studios all built in and shit, and you went out and you got bread. You got on the road and you got bread. You sold records, you got bread. Nobody was concerned about owning their own masters. Barry was taking care of all that. Barry was good. Barry taking care of all that. Have two albums that flop. have two albums that flop from Motown. You go outside and look at the Motown review bus, and your name ain't on the side of that motherfucker. They be like, hey, oh, yo, come on back. They going on tour. You not going. You not going. No, come on back. Put your suitcases in your car. Come back in. We're going to try to get y'all a hit record, and y'all can get on the next tour. Yeah, they didn't just put you out there, you know, with no hits and shit. You had to have a hit to be on the Motown review, the Motortown review. You didn't have a hit. You went back in the lab and made a record and tried to get a hit. If not, yeah, you was over at the 20 grand and shit performing on Friday night at the Rooster Tail or somewhere. I don't know. Henry's Palace, something. You wasn't on the motherfucking Motortown review. That's the way that worked. But nobody was concerned about owning their own masters. And when people became concerned about owning their own masters, people like Marvin Gaye and people like that, then they're like, oh, gotta go, because Barry wasn't giving up shit. Barry's like, I own this. I own this. Go make a hit record somewhere else. Yeah, that's how that shit worked. That's how that shit works. But I'm going to slow up because I got to go up and get this girl from work. And I might do a short one before I get back on. Maybe I need to preserve some energy and shit. Absolutely. Absolutely. Them niggas created the go along to get along game. Yep. He was like, here's your masters right here. Take this baby with you, and here's your masters. Shit. Diana, she more than got her masters. Shit. Yep. Michael was a motherfucker, man. Michael was a motherfucker. People just don't understand. I mean, he was fucked up with the whole skin thing and everything. I get it. But Michael was a motherfucker. Dude. I mean, he was so righteous for black people. People just didn't get it because he was caught up in that fucking world. I mean, I have to think, and I know that we're never going to know because they're never going to diagnose this shit. But I have to think that Serena Williams' diagnosis is very similar to what Michael Jackson's diagnosis. I don't doubt that the brother didn't have vitiligo. Might have had it. Could have had it. I don't know. But he went through a whole transformation otherwise, too. If he had vitiligo and left the wide nose and shit and had all that, we good. But he didn't. He got rid of the nose. He did the cheekbones. He did all that other shit. You know? I mean, he had that Ashford and Simpson by the time he died and shit, you know? See, there's a whole lot of things that came other than just the skin. He reconfigured his face. Michael was a beautiful black man. And he reconfigured his face. It is what it is. Yeah, Diana got ran through by everybody early on. And then motherfuckers probably got to talking about her and shit. And Barry was like, man, I'm going to hit that. Barry was no different than anybody else. He just had more money than everybody else. Motherfuckers was drinking 5 o'clock. Barry was drinking motherfucking, top shelf. They could all hang out the same goddamn joint. They just might, if they hang with Dick Barry, they might drink some good shit. They might drink some good shit to hang out with Barry. But the thing was, Diane got in, and she was fucking everybody. I mean, they said she was dating old boy. She was dating Eddie Kendricks. Then, David Ruffin. She ran through probably a couple of temptations. She was one of the first Motown artists to date a white dude. I don't know if that was in the 70s or in the 60s. But yeah, man, she was out there. And when she got into Hollywood and got to movies and all that, she was different. But she was ran through. She was thrown away in the weeds wet several times. Real shit. This is my reminder for picking Eddie up, 4:30. Yeah. Hi. But I appreciate y'all. And don't let none of this other bullshit bother y'all, man. I'm telling you. Don't let none of this. It's a phase that we've lived in. And I'll only concede to it to be in a phase. Because if I concede to the point where this is just the way it's always going to be, I'd say it's a phase. Now, the phase has been going on for a long fucking time, but I got to believe that it's a phase. And it's gonna be over at some point. We'll get back. Maybe I'll do a shorty. I don't know exactly how involved I'll get with Kai this evening, but I got to be back in this spot in about 3 hours. I got to get back here in 3 hours. Be on the Sunday Night Smoke podcast. Talking about black Republicans. I'm going to send the invite out on Facebook. Anybody here from the book? If you're on YouTube, definitely get into the Half-Space or Facebook. I'll put the link out. 7:45 mic check. We're doing a 7:45 mic check, so I don't know if that'll be live, but I know we'll be doing a mic check at 7:45, so I'll be on time for that. I'll be on time, Frida. And then we're doing the mic check, and then we'll be right. So, but y'all be good, be safe. I know it's hot. If it's hot here, it's 90s. So if it's hot here, I know it's hot where all y'all asses at. Kim, is it hot in West Virginia? Because I know it's hot in Georgia, and I know it's hot in Florida. Is it hot in West Virginia? Shit. Sunday Night Smoke? You're in Central Time. Oh, Georgia Central Time? I didn't know that. I thought it's Eastern Time. Oh, okay. I always thought Georgia was on the same schedule. So is it 3:30? Is it 3:30 where you are? Huh. I thought it was 4:30 in Georgia. That's weird. Didn't know that. Tell you, these fucking Schwann's trucks, I tell you, I got to disengage this app. This motherfucker's calling me on Sunday trying to sell me shit. Got to go. I'll holler at y'all. Florida and Michigan are on the same time, but Georgia's, that's weird as shit. Oh, you said College Park. Is it College Park, Texas or College Park, Georgia? But yeah, they're trying to sell shit on a Sunday. It's the worst thing. They can get at you on your phone. They know you're going to look at it too. It's a fucking text message. They know you're going to look at it too. What's he trying to sell today? Kick off summer with seasonal favorites. Oh, see, he's trying to sell me shit that I already got in fucking. That's what I thought, but I thought you might have dipped back. I thought you might have had to go see something in Georgia. I didn't know. I knew the factuals, but I thought you might have got flued out for the weekend. I don't know. All right, I'll holler at y'all. Be safe. Stay cool. How the oh. I got it. People get flued out with jobs too, Rochelle.